Yeah. So I spent some time. I did a brainstorming session. I made a list of all the possible names that I wanted to name myself in a fruitless effort of they have your EEG. If it doesn't change, they're not going to change your birthday. Like, you're not going to get a new SSN. Like, there's no witness protection program for a TI there, cowboy. Anyways, I changed my name. Trying to get away from this Perpetopolis. Trying to take down good man. Like it's your job, because it is their job, unfortunately. But so, Jeff, or Jeffrey, Edward, Taylor, BS MPA. It's a literary device. And it describes astrophysics when you break it down to jet. And then Ed, for short for Edward. Education was a big part of my life and what I was born to do. And they stunted me every 15 and 20 seconds, so I couldn't think big picture again, because the intel community from here to the White House got a hard on for a duck and never let go. So I destroyed my rape codes. You can too. I mean, that's literal. If you think you're going to get fucked, they will really... You the butter? It's eugenics against straight men, hell for straight dudes. And you can solve the problem without a patent. So, my gifts to you. Fuck them. Not literally. Or in bad ways. But so, I have difficulty even using my normal faculties because I'm compromised and disabled. Because I was a future threat against Satanism in finance, for Christian virtue and pillars of institutions such as academia. And I was willing to sail the opposite direction in the bay against the wind. And I paid every day for it. And they'll try and wipe clean any of the work that I actually did. And we're not going to even wait till they're dead to try and information warfare this motherfucker. Anyways, it was a much more sadistic, rough world than I ever even imagined. And a lot of people make sacrifices and things like that. And my gift to you is the black portals that have depth in the darkness of space. It's not going to be like a two-dimensional hologram or even a three-dimensional, person in front of you. That's like astrophysics. Okay, so Jeff Edward Taylor. Education. I was on the State Board of Higher Education like at 21. My ancestor did that after he was the U.S. president to add prestige to the Ohio State University Board of Trustees. So they saw me coming. Seen his face before? So much haze. It's my ancestor, Rutherford B. Hayes, my mom's side. My Western Lotus, when she's not being impersonated by a perp trying to harm my mom in satanic misdirection with people. So I did the ed also. That also fits education. How do you rename yourself? Later in life, education. It's my middle fucking name, Ed. What are you talking about? Yep, I got the street cred. Hard to find credentials. That's why they torture me, because I'm a fucking genius. And then Taylor, the fabric of reality, billions to one, it's a concocted reality. I'm just trying to sew you up a victory and non-reincarnation in the afterlife overall. Big picture stuff. Tailor-made. And then Bachelor of Science in Political Science, Master of Public Administration. It's like an MBA or Master of Business Administration for the public sector. So the deep state wouldn't stop torturing me for 15 years because I knew what the fuck I was doing and had the credentials to do it. So Jeff, Ed, Taylor, Jet. And in retirement, after a star has like supernovaed and gotten down to the atomic parts of like a proton or a neutron star, and in its retirement is so dense that such a solar object could show up here anywhere in the solar system and with 3.1 miles in each direction, consume all of the planets in the sun in their fucking retirement. So there's actually a guy that was my old name, Tim Young, who's an astrophysicist who's like an expert in it. And unfortunately, on his Twitter handle, he's an Australian guy, he identified his interest in transhumanism. He may have been forced like I was, so maybe he's a little better equipped than me. But yeah, that's another Tim Young. It's hard being a Tim Young. There's a lot of very brilliant, amazing Tim Youngs. But I'm Jeffrey Edward Taylor now, and it means to leave. Buddha, word twisters back there then really wanted to make a point about pursuing non-reincarnation. Named his first and only son Roadblock. So my name is Jeffrey Edward Taylor. It means a lot of stuff, and it means to leave. And astrophysics, and we're not the center of the universe. Go find something else out if you can manage navigating the treachery and trickery of moments of death, which a lot of TI, because they experience it during life, can teach you about. So, Jeffrey Edward Taylor, BS MPA, aspiring Buddhist arhat, synthetic telepathy, sender-receiver, non-consensual, tortured TI. It's not spiritual, it's synthetic telepathy. I'm Buddhist. Buddha teaches you to save you, and I say, oh, is that so very true? I'm being broadcast. These aren't wizards and demons. They're monitors, exactly how Kevin Christian describes. And yeah, so I want to make it another 20, 30 years. Every 15 to 20 seconds, I'm denied even the ability to think, to teach you more about moments of death. But, maybe once you get it sort of figured out, you don't want to keep reinventing the wheel or whatnot. Anyways, I really love you, Americans. And it's America first for me. And I love Oregonians. And don't mess with my customer service people. And they probably already did. Perpetopoulos showing up to Hill's Burrito down the street from T1X. And I'm getting shuffled out because Veta wins a tactile advantage. I can't even risk going before the local judge to get, if I can't get out in 28 days, to try and contest it, to risk an eviction on my record, because that would fuck me up for the rest of my life, and that's exactly what they want. Because they would they would turn off the judge, cloak his house with the CI somehow so nobody knows that he's at home sleeping, show up as an EMF perp as the judge, accept a universal mind download, conduct the court hearing to fuck me, and then I never know he's an EMF perp, and then get out of there lickety-split into the EMF or out of the satellite. Judge wakes up the next day, has lost a whole day. They designed it around so he doesn't even fucking know. Just send little baby black coat to work. He's got his black coat. Any monitor can make a fool of any one of us in such manners easily with a small team, not 5,000 who've attacked me. So we're all being ridiculed in the human condition by these monitors. And I don't have any solid solutions about that. I mean, they work diametrically opposed to TI in so many ways, shapes, or forms, it would make your head spin. I'm eugenicized against. I have no Bill of Rights. I have no Constitution. I reread the Magna Carta and was like, maybe I need an EMF Magna Carta. I don't have the full force of the U.S. military, and I'm NLP'd every 15 to 20 seconds, so I'm in the asymmetrical warfare fucking EMF broadcast. Deep Thought News was talking about voodoo, this tech, and memes, and then all of the other applications of the tech to co-opt existing false belief structures and then try to make them seem more real through the falsification of a broadcast showing up here as Tanya Harding in the corner and slamming a beer. But, no monitor is a god, but they can fake it convincingly. And similarly, those voices in the heads of those enemy combatants in the Middle East that said it was Allah and told them to put their arms down really wasn't the voice of Allah. That's voice of God, Bog. And Bog in inception and essence is deception, and that's Satanism. and then would like pretend to be your deity and make you feel good with like a overpowering sense of love at and after moments of death to mislead you, to keep you here as human capital. You got to be tough, you got to be feisty, you got to be trained, and then they won't even collect the data right out of the depth of the fabric of space time. Somebody may have actually blown a fucking artillery through this concocted reality after so long it being allegedly cloaked, so you can't even see it in the neighborhood very well. That's such a crime. They try to hide what they do to us here. Nobody should be in their minds and bodies like perps on TI. It's a crime against creation. And we're memory wiped at the moon, allegedly, and don't even know. So, Lear's my senior on that. Project Camelotto. Instead of having like EMF perp faking people, here she has EMF perps faking gray aliens. She's martyred along with a lot of other targeted individuals around the world. And the synthetic telepathy agenda unfolds, and I'm woefully inadequately prepared as one individual man to tackle all this shit by myself. And you know, I that guy downstairs may be an EMF perpetrator who's a real person in another location and moved in here for this last month or whatnot, just to add some more uncomfortability and making a TI homeless, and then can bounce back to the EMF or Putin's Russia. For some comic breakdown. Oh, what's going on in the West? I don't know. And there's military experts at the speed of thought through Central Command who've seen all this shit before and like spot a false flag and hand it to the Christian conservative trained warriors that know how to kill and then exercise that with temperance and restraint their whole career and stuff like that, that I'm not only humbled about, humiliated about, particularly the synthetic telepathy agenda and Christians getting set up to be handled by evil monitors saying, you know, Jesus take the wheel, and then a monitor destroys their life. It's only been used for evil against me, a good soul descendant of Rutherford B. Hayes, Johnny L. Sullivan, Supreme Court Justice from Missouri, my wonderful grandfather on the Board of Medicine out here in Oregon. 3 horsemen that joined a young tribe looked down upon allegedly Charlemagne in that Christian genome. That's what you would call it. I'm Buddhist trained because you can't rely on anybody to save you. There's no savior. You got to save yourself in the end. We just try to teach you how, like learning from Buddha and Arhuts and not Bodhisattva. So it's the story of my life, though, literally. They took the young name, 3 men, not biologically related. Mother became a wife of Brigham, and they were 3 horsemen. Literally. Yeah, from Europe. Husband didn't like the West. Yeah. Literally. Born June 5th, 1979. 6506, one day before the sign of the beast on the Christian calendar. Jeffrey Edward Taylor, my name means to leave, and I think you should too.